Happy Friday! Welcome to our Friday Witchy Hangout. We do this every single Friday. We have a live stream with witchy people. We share our energy. We hold each other's hands metaphorically through life. So welcome. Today we are doing a juicy reading on who is manifesting you in. So I don't think I have any announcements or anything before we go ahead and get into this. Hello to everybody in the chat. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get right started with this. We have 3 piles today. We do not have an anchor card for those of you that look for that. So, okay, we've got pile number 1. That's pile number 1 there. Then we got pile number 2, the dead end. Does it look like it's my face? Hold on. Oh, this is backwards. People just turning into that spot. Okay, and then pile number 3 is the judge. So that's pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. And then I'll put all of them up there. Aw, thank you, Noor. Okay, so be drawn into your pile. Do your thing with this. Drop your energy. I like to put my hand over my heart ever since I learned that there are neurons in there. So you can just relax your energy. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes. Really tune into that inner space. Connect to that part of you that is the deepest part of you that is not necessarily encumbered by your personality or your ego identity or your wants or all of that stuff. Try to connect with that deepest spot in a gentle, easy way. Take a couple of deep breaths there. I just heard take a moment to be grateful. Oh, because it's the manifesting energy. Take a moment to be grateful. And notice if anything came to your mind when I said that, like anything to be grateful for. And then you can open your eyes and make a genuine connection. I feel like this is part of the message. Make a genuine connection here with one of these piles or multiple of these piles, keeping in mind that the way that you find yourself to the piles can also be a clarifying message in and of itself in some way, shape, or form, because everything that happens in the tarot sphere when we take that time to enter this space is significant in some way. And you are the creator and the manifester of your own reality and your own destiny. So it's for you to kind of be a very active participant in making sense of. I feel like I'm speaking to this pile, like in terms of manifestation and stuff like that. It's like, make sure that you are being that active participant. Make sure that you're not sitting back and like receiving only, and, oh, well, why isn't this working out? Like, it's like engaging with that. There's something here about that. You guys are so sweet. Thank you. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get into these piles. Pile number 1. Okay. But first we got a compassion. Compassion. Okay. Already this pile is like a very interesting energy. First of all, your energy is on point, and you're like a very powerful person energetically. You are like this healer energy, and there's like a convergence here of the healers. But what Spirit is wanting you to know is that you've kind of drawn this into you. This is, I don't know if you'd want to call this a spiritual test. That's not exactly the right energy, but it is a spiritual boon, but it's one that you might not understand, especially as it is that you are experiencing it, because this is, I'm hearing level up. So you are leveling yourself up here in some kind of way, but I'm seeing a piñata. So I'm seeing somebody kind of like taking swings here, like at your piñata, but all like the goodies that are inside you are, look, I just grabbed my baubles. Like all the little goodies that are inside of you are going to be on the outside of you. Oh my God. I'm crying right now. I changed my shirt today to wear this. I'm crying. Okay. So Spirit is saying like, it's going to all make sense like at the end. So while you're doing it, it's like, it's not going to make sense, but it's probably going to make you laugh and it's probably going to make you smile. Like at the end, we're going to be like, oh my gosh, that's what that was. So this is one of those things where like the ego is not going to understand this, because as it's happening, it might even feel violent, or it might even feel like an attack. And it is like on one level, it kind of is, because I think that you're manifesting here this kind of like snake-like energy, because remember I said there's a convergence of the healers. I think you have an understanding of yourself as a healer, or this is a mantle that you have taken on, or that you are being encouraged to take on. And I don't mean that in like this as like an ego identity, as like that victim, rescuer, persecutor, like, okay, well, I'm the rescuer and I'm going to go in and I'm going to rescue, like, you know, because that's my ego identity. I don't mean it like that. I mean just kind of I'm hearing that phrase that's like, if you bring out what's inside of you, then what's inside of you will save you. And if you don't, then that will be your destruction. Like, you really are connecting with this is like a highly advanced spiritual pile. And I just know that I am speaking directly to you and that you understand like the deeper meaning of what it is that I'm trying to say. I just got goosebumps. Like when I said that, it's like, you do hear that deeper meaning. So you've made some kind of connection with this deeper part of yourself, and it is like starting to manifest and starting to bring forth. But there's kind of like gunk or something that's like in the way. And we all have that kind of gunk in our like auric field from past lives, some scars and stuff that they run kind of unconscious programs. And I feel like this is getting this out in some way. It's like this push. And I'm noticing in this card here, like, notice the reds and then into the orange and then the yellow. That is like that root chakra all the way up to the solar plexus chakra. That's what's being cleared here, because it's your root. So they want you to, oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. They want you to be able to put your root down, and there needs to be, like, I'm seeing a lot of agitation at your root, where something gets like red and like inflamed, and it's like, ugh, like, so there's a lot of agitation in your root. So you might actually, this meeting with this person, or like this group of people here, may actually kind of like agitate you in that space. But I'm hearing like, stand firm in yourself. This is so that you can reconnect with yourself. Don't like cower, because I feel like you've had maybe encounters with people like this, or with this kind of energy before in your life, but this is before you found your strength, before you found your voice, before you found like who you actually are, like really deep within. And so this is going to actually go different, and you need to kind of know that. And I'm hearing just like, stand firm. And I'm seeing like really beautiful things. First of all, it's like your beautiful heart, because I'm seeing Aladdin, like at the end of Aladdin, where he actually sets the genie free, and the genie's like, I'm off to see the world. And then Aladdin's like, all right. And then he was like, oh wait, like there's something here that's like actually really phenomenal. It took like 100,000 years in the Cave of Wonders or something before like one single Aladdin, that like diamond in the rough, kind of comes along. And I feel like that's you in your lifetimes. Like, you've gone through a lot, and it's like you're uncovering the diamond that really is you, the diamond in the rough. But I'm also seeing like Hercules. You know, Hercules is like he does that like heroic thing, which I have strong feelings about and disagree with, but it's fine. And when the ladies with the fates are going to cut his like little cord, and then it turns to gold. But then also I'm seeing in Captain America, like his origin story. You remember how he was like so small, but he has this like heart of gold, which is the only reason why the scientist would put that super soldier serum in him, is because he had to have a heart of gold to wield that kind of power. This is spirit like enlivening you. But there's this one scene with him in the alleyway where he's just getting like pummeled, and he's like, I can do this all day. Like, you keep getting knocked down, and you keep getting back up, and that is actually building some kind of resiliency and some kind of strength, and it's an inner strength. And again, I don't know that you notice this process. So this is like through challenge, and it's through like this root chakra energy. And I do feel like if you connect with that and you overcome, like, you're going to know your power in the world, and you're not going to be afraid anymore. Like, that's really what this is. And then it's going to come up through the second chakra and the third chakra. Like, it's going to just come up, and it's going to keep doing that until you're actually connected with your pure essence, and like your actual like uniqueness that is your soul. And then it's going to radiate out. And here's where I'm going to get goosebumps. Okay. I'm going to switch back over and talk about like this snake energy that you're manifesting in. But I want to say this, because this is what has given me goosebumps, and it's like makes me want to cry here, is I feel like who is manifesting you? It's you. I'm gonna cry. It is you, and it's you in the future. And I'm seeing this older woman, and she's very dignified. She is very elegant. She is very classy. She is very strong, like good posture, like just sits very well in herself, is very interesting. I'm seeing this, like, there's a wryness to this energy. There's a glint in the eye. And I think she's kind of like, very elegant, but like firm, but she's not cruel, not at all. And I am seeing, there's something here about jewelry. I think you may be well off, like in your, later years, because I'm seeing you with like dripping in diamonds, dear. And I don't know if that is like a metaphor, or if like some of you really will be well off and you'll have pieces or something that like, but she is calling you forth like into that future. And it feels like a friend. It feels like some of you feel like you have not had a friend, and she did not forget you, and she's witchy. And but I don't think she calls herself a witch. There's an interesting energy about this person. They don't really connect with labels. This is also a person, the energy. This is who you are becoming. And like what you seek is seeking you. Like, this is a kind of person that does what they want, but it's not their identity. It's not like, I'm going to do whatever I want. Don't you? It's like that rebel kind of energy of like, because they actually don't feel like they can do whatever they want. And so they're like lashing out. It doesn't feel like that at all. This feels just like a person who will do as they see fit. They very much trust themselves. They know that they're coming from a very good place. All of that. And that really does feel like you, and you are manifesting yourself forward. Hey, sweet hun. Yeah. Would you mind shutting that window over there? Yeah, the neighbor started to do the lawn work, and I just don't know if it's going to pick up on that. But yeah, so this is you in the future. And for some of you, I feel like you may actually be manifesting this kind of person in like the actual meat space. Like you may actually meet an elegant older woman. Like you may actually, or that person may actually be manifesting you as well. And it's kind of like a sign of things to come. Like you might meet this person, and I think people are intimidated by this person. And I think I'm describing two people here. Like it's you, and it is this actual person that you might manifest like very soon. This person could be, I don't know, they may well be a mentor to you, but I think they're just like a living example of like who you want to be in the world. And like, but it's the kind of thing, I know, like I have this like weird thing about people that I'm like around, or especially people that I've dated. I always have this thought where I'm like, who dates you? Like, like it's always me. The answer is always me. And I think you might have that experience here, like with this older woman, this like very elegant woman. It's like, what are you about? It's like there's something here where it's like very curious, but it's actually calling you forward. It's like, this is actually you. This is actually your essence. This is like what you're meant to kind of grow into. And it kind of is striking me as this person, like if this person lived in like the Victorian era and got born into like a white female body of that time, then this person would go their own way, even though there is like expectations on them and like taboo on them. They would have a certain amount of freedom. This is what I'm trying to get at. They would have a certain amount of freedom to where they could potentially like push back, but it would still be like actually very hard. And they would just do whatever they want. This is like rich aunt, I do what I want kind of thing. And I feel like that's you, regardless of your gender, regardless of your race or anything like that. But yeah, it's you, and you're actually like calling yourself forward in that way. So going back here to this like healer energy, this person may well be a Virgo that you are manifesting in. And like I said, there's a witchy kind of energy. I think you're both actually very capable in that like energetic realm. And you may or may not know that. Okay, hold on. I have to go back because there is something here about racism as well. Unexpected racism. With this person that you are, and it's really significant, where it's like really calling you. Like there could have, whoever this person is, especially if you're going to meet this person in life, this is a person, they're not racist, but it's like they may have experienced some kind of unexpected racism, or you could hear a story about this person or like the way that they were treated, and I think it's just going to catch you so off guard. And I think that it would be obvious to you that this person was just, somebody just hated this person. They were intimidated by this person and like their energy, and they didn't have anything to grab onto that was like wrong with them. So then they tried to reduce them down to like something arbitrary that didn't like actually matter, or I don't know. I just feel like this person has like a story. I don't know, but they want you to know that. They want you to know that. Okay. So anyways, moving on to like this. Wow, that's like a big thing with this person. Okay, because it felt like the whole energy just shifted. Anyways, okay, so this healer energy is being brought out, I think, actually in both of you, and it's reminding me here. So this interaction, and I feels like it might actually start out like very hateful or very spiteful, and this is like you, this healer energy that's being kind of like surrounded here by the snake energy, and you are looking to me like you're in your beautiful little bubble, like you're nice and you're like expecting to be friendly or something, but then this like negative snake energy is like coming in around you, and it is a capable energy here. And I do think there could be 3 people here. I'm hearing the word hosta, so this person, hostile. So this person is like very hostile towards your energy, and it feels like literally actually for no reason, because like look at you, you're like this beautiful, this reminds me of a sand dollar, so a sand dollar might be significant here as well. But it's like there's something, I don't know why, but it's like these people just like latch onto you. They just hate you because they ain't you. They hate you because they're great. And yeah, this may be the origin story of like that lady that And maybe it has to do with race. I don't know. But yeah, like, and Hasta is a nakshatra in the middle of Virgo. So this person may well be a Virgo and like have Virgo traits. They could even appear as like a helper. I don't know that this person would appear as a helper yet. Like this person that is surrounding you, because the thing is that I'm getting is like they have some kind of magical ability and they're either not using it to help people or they're like misusing it. And there's like a transmutation. There's like an alchemy that is happening here where it reminds me of the story of Pemasambhava, who was this like Indian sage, and he went to he went around the countryside in order to bring like the demonic energies which were like kind of like the nature. They were living in like the nature, and he got the demon energies to actually become protectors of the Dharma. And I feel like that's what is actually coming around, because there's like a respect thing that's happening here, but it's happening in the friction. It's happening in the fight. It's happening maybe even behind the scenes, like just energetically. And kill them with kindness is not going to cut it here. Like with these people, they have to respect you, and I think they have to respect your power. And this is you stepping into your power, because you're a nice person. You're a spiritual person. You're a sweet person. You are that Captain America energy where it's like your heart is in the right place. And Spirit went, all right, inject that person with super serum. Like we're gonna super serum that person up. They're gonna have like some superhuman strengths here in some kind of capacity. And I do feel like in the realm of Virgos, actually, I've heard this said that Virgos actually are like a very psychic sign, if not like the most psychic sign, because they are on that like polar opposite axis to Pisces. But Virgo is rooted in the world. They're very rooted in the world, and they're very deft in the material world. So there's just an ability to draw on spiritual energy and actually make it manifest in a way that is refined in the actual world. And I feel like you're learning how to do that here with something. And I've said multiple times that I have this feeling, I have this theory that people who are exceptional at their job, and especially when they're well-intended, but people who are very, very good at something, I think they're psychic. Like I think that they're channeling some kind of spiritual energy, even if they probably wouldn't say that. That's what I think is going on, is like that greatness is really not coming from the ego. It's not coming from the personality. It's not coming from the individual. It's being channeled. They've realized that in some way that the highest thing that they can be is a channel for God. And they just have to try and tend that and like make way for that, and then like allow that energy to come through them and take root in the world. And that's really what I'm getting. I'm back to that root energy again. And that's what I feel like with the roots. I'm seeing the roots like kind of push out, and you're becoming this tree. And I just heard oak tree. So I don't know if that's relevant to some of you. There's an oak tree or oak tree. There could, under that live oak, my favorite dog is buried in the yard. There could be some connection to you with oak tree, or you might want to look up what the meaning of oak tree is, because I feel like it just kind of connects here in that space. But you are becoming this oak tree. But it is that like you've got to push your roots down. And as we know, trees push their roots down through storms. This is a storm that is coming. And I think Spirit is wanting to make sure that you understand this, that this is actually a very good sign, that when you draw in this kind of like level of storm, it's level up, level up, level up, level up. It's not bad. Because the ego, from that ego black and white perspective, two-dimensional perspective, it's like, well, I am not appreciating this experience. I do not like this experience. So therefore it must be bad, and it must not be serving a purpose. When the storms come through, the tree pushes its roots down deeper. There's a higher intelligence to this. And you can do it, is what I'm hearing. This is kind of like Mother God or Father God parenting you a bit, and your guide team, they're all kind of parenting you. But it's like, okay, you learned how to toddle, and now I'm going to let go of you, and you're going to learn how to walk. Okay. And yes, you're going to fall on your butt, and you might even fall on your head, but you gotta try, because you can do this. And this is the next step. And the goal is for you to one day walk on your own and go do other things. So it's like, you've got to take this next step. So they don't want you to misunderstand what it is that you're experiencing. They want you to understand through the lens of wisdom. They also want to bolster you, and they want you to know that you can in fact do this. And there is an energetic component here to this that I feel like you do need to identify, uproot the evil at the root. And again, this will only happen through power. And power, I'm not talking about ABUSE. I'm not saying that you're going to be like, but you may have to go on the offense here, like with these people, because they've been quite offensive. Or this is a person or people, and there is a ringleader here. But it's like kind of, I'm seeing for this person's energy, like kind of every, like, okay, you know in Cinderella, like the stepmother and then like the stepsisters, it's like Gisela and Rubella or whatever. Is that a disease? I don't remember the other one. Gisela and somebody else. And you know how it's like, okay, well, the two sisters are kind of klutzy, and it's like, oh, how dare you? And they kind of are. It's Dumb and Dumber. It's Tweedledee and Tweedledum. It's the Three Stooges, where they kind of bonk each other over the head. And it's this kind of like ridiculous sort of energy. But then there is that mother hen that like that's like, oh, I have to do everything around here, and I have to protect you. And that person is the one with like, even in the Three Stooges, there was that one of them that like kind of took the lead and was like, oh gosh, like you guys suck so much, and I have to do everything myself around here. And like, there's a person here like that that's like the breakaway lead, that, and these other two are like very follower energies. And this does follow like some kind of narcissistic dynamic where you've got like one person here that's like the golden child. That's that like second one there, because they're really dialed in here to this person. And it's like they'll do anything to make them happy. This third one though, it's like they're the scapegoat. They're the one that's always like, oh, how stupid are you? Like you're not as advanced or something like that. That person can see you here as well. Like they actually kind of like you, I think. And that person like may well flip. But I think all of these people are going to flip because in some way you're going to change them. Like, I wouldn't hold, again, you're not to rescue these people. That's not your goal. Your goal is to just stand your ground. And I think if you do that, very naturally, there's some kind of transformation that's happening. First of all, you're going to know your power. You're going to know yourself as it's kind of like archangel energy where, archangels, they are very holy and they are of God, but they are not sweet. They're not sweet. They're nice, like they protect the goodness. They're about goodness. They're not about niceties and superficialities. And I think a lot of you are brought up in some kind of tradition or with some kind of ethos that if you're spiritual, you are just saccharine sweet, and you don't have any teeth, and you just are always deferential, and you're that doormat energy. No, they don't want you to be like that. They don't want you to necessarily go on the attack, but I think there's an oak tree kind of energy. And I flip back over to that elegant lady that I saw in my mind, because she is an oak tree. And I just heard that is her dharma. That's her dharma. So this is like the start of a dharma, or you've been gifted a dharma. You're being given a dharma, something like that. And it is I'm getting goosebumps. Like it is to tend a certain place. I think this is a place. It is to tend a certain place, because it's like I'm seeing a building. It is to tend a certain place or a certain group or a certain community here. And she's very fair, and she's very neutral, and she's very smart, and she can hold like multiple things like at once. She's nobody's fool, this person. Now we're back to this elegant lady, which again I think is you, but some of you are manifesting this kind of person, and all these same things are true for this person. I think for some of you, take this how it resonates, because for some of you this is you, especially if you're female, but for others of you, this exact everything is the journey that this person has been on, and they're more than worthy of your respect. And this person, basically, this elegant woman that a lot of you are drawing in, who she has a dharma to preside over a certain place, and she is nobody's fool. She has everybody's card. Like, so you're not fooling this lady. You're not fooling this lady. And actually, she may well be very well connected, like having certain people's like contact information or something like that. She could sit on the boards of certain things like projects or something in particular. She is very smart and intelligent. She's, like I said, she's nobody's fool. And I wouldn't put on a little performance for her benefit, because she's going to know. This is a person who does have preference for, like, they really like a dry wit. I think they really like a dry humor, but more than anything, this person doesn't like to have their time wasted. They like someone who is like deft with thought and deft with word, and they are themselves. Brevity is the soul of wit is what I'm hearing. They really do admire brevity, but above all else, do not put on a performance for this person's benefit. Like, if you're not that, if you're not a funny person, if you're not brevity, if you don't, do little clever things with language, don't do that for their benefit. They're going to see right through it, and that's the one thing that will cause them to not like you and not respect you. You'll never know, though, because this person is just very dignified, and they make room for everybody that's around them. And this person, it's not like it's very healthy judgment with this person. They don't judge people of like, oh, well, you're not good enough, or I just don't like you and you don't deserve to exist. Like, this person they're like, no, everybody deserves to exist. And they are the oak tree, and they tend to everybody equally and everybody fairly, but they do also operate, that's their function and that's their dharma, but they do also operate as a person. I think this person keeps a small circle of friends. And this person's they come off like a hard ass, but honestly, there's such a good nature beneath it. There's such a good spirit. I really like this energy. There's such a good spirit beneath it. It's just they've had to harden, they've had to be hard in order to perform the task that they've meant to. I think they've had to be more hard than it's even natural for them to be. But underneath that is a very good spirit and a little cheeky grin. And you'll notice it in the eyes with this person, that there's a real aliveness in this person's eyes, a little wink and a nod. You can tell that there's a lot going on. This is somebody whose cognitive functions go well into old age. They're just with it. This person is very with it. This is also a person who transcends their generation. So like even as they get older, it's like this is a person who kind of keeps up more or less with like the times, you know, with they're not like that older person that you have to explain technology to or anything. Like this person really does get it. So yeah, this is a really, really good energy. And like I said, I feel for a lot of you, this is you. And it's like I said, it's a cheeky energy. It's a good energy, good sense of humor. Well connected, very well respected energy. There's a lot to admire and respect about this person. And this is kind of like the initiation of that. It's like that agitation of the root energy, knowing that you can protect what it is that you build. So this is an initiation. Remember, I was like, spiritual test is not exactly the right word. I think that you're going to feel like tested, your patience, your energy, maybe you feel disrespected. Maybe for some of you, there's going to be some kind of like, I keep hearing that, the racism thing. So for some of you, like this might be a person that comes in and is like racist towards you in a way that you weren't expecting that from this person in particular. Because they come across like a Virgo, like a healer or like a helper. Yeah. And you were like, oh, you have a problem with me. Some of you are having that realization, or this person has had that realization. I just heard from Mean Girls, why are you white? So for some of you, maybe that's the unexpected part, is that this person could be white and you're like, what do you mean somebody's been racist? I don't know. There's something that keeps circling back to that. Yeah. So this is all about like transforming and shedding a skin. And it is about connecting with like that totem energy, because with the snake, it's always dual, and you do have like venom energy here, but you also have medicinal energy here. And what's weird is I think you finding your venom is actually medicinal for you. And maybe even like you biting this person, and I do not mean that literally, but like metaphorically, you biting this person may release venom, but it's like a healing venom, like for them somehow, where they wake up to themselves and they realize that, wait a second, I'm an asshole, you know? I think this, like, okay, just to go with the racism thing, this could be somebody that's like, once you bite them back, they're going to be like, wait a sec. You know how they say that a problem cannot be solved on the same level of consciousness, which gave rise to it? I feel like with this person, they're like, oh, our common enemy is hatred. Like, racism is just a specific form of hatred, but it is still hatred. And so if you try to solve that problem within like just looking at like the racism thing, and then it's like everybody's pointing fingers at everybody else, and it's like our common enemy is hatred. And like we have to be able to see like what's actually going on like with a person or something. And that's just an example, but it's like finding the common enemy, I think, is something here. Finding that common enemy. Yeah. So, but it's very witchy, like whatever's going on here, even if it doesn't present that way. And it's bringing in a wish fulfillment. And you are a wish fulfillment. And you are yourself in the future, and you're like manifesting yourself forth. And just know, like, I do really feel like the trials and tribulations that you are going to go through. Okay, so with the 3 here, this could also, maybe it's not a group, but it's like maybe 3 different experiences, or with 3 different people. Like one is for the root chakra, one is for the, why can't I think of the second chakra? Muladhara. And then like the third is for the solar plexus chakra. Like it could be 3 different people, 3 different experiences. And it's kind of like moving your energy up. But as you're doing that, it's like you're clearing the energy that's in your auric field. But I think you're clearing the way for other people as well. Maybe even energetically, like on some kind of energetic, I feel like you're preparing the way, or you're preparing a space. Some of you, it's like you could, or this person has done that. So you've got to take this how it resonates, because for some of you, I feel like, especially this is a feminine energy. Some of you, this is not necessarily your journey. This is a feminine energy that is older and elegant that you are manifesting in, who has been through this journey. And it's their energy that's kind of cleared the way for certain things. They've been through certain experiences so that they understand them, so that when they are this oak tree, that they know what things to look out for. They know exactly what it is that they're seeing. This has been your journey for some of you, especially, again, if you're female. And it's bringing about a wish fulfillment. And it just feels like there's a lot of, you're clearing out. I'm just seeing you on an energetic level. I'm seeing you go into like a very forested area and you are pulling out like all the weeds and stuff. And then you are tending to this garden. And then you're going to plant this tree there. And then life is going to happen like around this tree. That's what you are kind of doing. But it's going through this kind of like process. And it is a dharma. And it does feel like you're helping God take root in this world. That sounds so intense, but that feels like that's what's going on. It's like the good energies, the positive energies, the kind of mindset and container that really can bring about, I'm hearing like a heaven on earth, a peace on earth. And I don't mean that in this disembodied kind of utopia, hippy dippy kind of way. I mean that in a very pragmatic way, because you're going to have to be a very pragmatic person and you're going to have to be able to hold your salt. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're going to be able to do this. So I don't mean this in this like pie in the sky kind of way. Okay. So anything else you want to say about this person that is being, I just heard channeled in even. Oh boy. Okay, Page of Pentacles to the Empress. So this is this kind of thing. So some of you, it's like you're the Empress and you're drawing in like Page of Pentacles. These are people that are on their own journey but might like contribute or something here as well. This is it's like people around this Empress. This is the dynamic here, contributing to, this is the tree, but it's an Empress tree. And it's justice. Things have not been balanced around this. And I just heard, I'm seeing the, not Peace Pilgrim, but the White Buffalo Woman and how she's kind of come in to correct the balance. But the White Buffalo Woman, she was not a walk in the park either. You know, she had to smite people like literally upon arrival because they didn't know how to act towards her. She's a very beautiful, peaceful person. And then everybody was like, like they were basically like sexist and like misogynistic and like were hitting on her in a crude way. And she had to be like that's kind of like what I'm getting here. And I this person is not cruel, okay? They're not cruel. But they may be firm and they may be strong and they may be no nonsense and people might be jealous of them and everything else. So, yeah, this is a passionate new beginning here as well. This is that root chakra energy as well. So there's a lot of energy and there's a lot of passion. There's a lot of creativity, but yeah. And the wand suit, and I just saw the 7 of Wands. So, the wand suit is all about competition. It's about proving yourself. And it's that dharmic energy. So it's, again, you've got to clear that way out in order. So this is like very Queen of Wands, into the Empress first. It's the Queen of Wands is coming out that gate first, and she's going to come in there with her wand. And she does come first because Aries comes first, the fire. This is beautiful. This is beautiful, but they're just worried that you might not understand. You're not being punished. This is a part of the process because you're clearing out something energetically so that you can finally take root, your energy. And I do feel like you've had to meet a lot of riffraff. That people who have treated you badly really pushed your buttons, or were I keep getting this racist thing, and if it's some kind of blind hatred that's like ignorant, and it might have like very well surprised you. Yeah, it could have come in at work. People were seeing what you're building and they get jealous. That's all it is. But I think you see that, or other people see it. So that's what I have for pile number 1. That's who you're manifesting and who is manifesting you. I think for a lot of you, it's you in the future that's just a powerhouse of energy and who really has connected and fulfilled their dharmic mission. And they haven't forgot you. They do understand energy. They understand manifestation. They understand maybe even spells or something like that. And they are pulling you through the ether. And like I said, it feels like a friend. I'm getting goosebumps again. Oh my gosh, it just feels like they're hugging me. And they're like, I know, I remember that. So, and this is just a reminder for you. You, as you remember you back then, you remember exactly the times in your life where you were struggling. And I imagine some of you were like, I wonder how I made it even through that, or I felt really loved during that time. Do that for her. Just pull her up, just manifest her. Take a second to just manifest her up. Like, keep going. You're going to be strong. Like, speak strength into her. And because the older you is doing that to you. And this is just like a complete, like, closed loop or something. I'm getting goosebumps. This is beautiful. So you learn something about manifestation here, or you learn something about energy here, and you learn something about how, like, you can be your own best friend. There's something here where you've, like, I don't understand time and space right now. It's something here where you've, like, cracked some kind of code. You're an energy worker. Like, that's why you're here. And you've had to come up through some kind of ignorance is what I'm getting. And you might have not realized like your full strength, but you know, at the end of your life, I have a feeling this is a group. I think you're going to live a long life, and I think your cognitive abilities are going to go with you well into old age. You're going to be very healthy. You're going to keep that dry wit, that sense of humor, a lot of life behind those eyes. And you're just very strong. And you have been your own best friend this whole time. And the love story of your life is you. This is so, wow, that's beautiful. Good job. I just heard, what an honor. What an honor. Oh, wow. Okay. That's what I have. I'm going to leave that there. Om Mani Padme Hum. Yes. Even with that, Om Mani Padme Hum, it's like, I'm seeing like the steps to enlightenment. Om Mani Padme Hum. All the way up. So yeah. And you can hold, I think you have to learn something where it's like, you can hold compassion to people and also be like, you need to get off me, you know? Okay. Couldn't be me. There's no life behind my eyes. I'm K2 dominant. There's so much energy in your space, though. That's what I mean. There's no life behind my eyes. Oh my gosh. Okay. But for some of you, that is like it's a whole separate person that you are manifesting in. That's just the journey that they've been through, and they're here on dharmic mission, and you may be brought under their oak tree in some way. I have compassion for you way over there. Exactly, Beth. Yep. Okay. Kimmy said she's done this before, where she was manifesting and comforted herself from a younger time. Yeah, and that is a form of inner child work, and it's you being your own healer. I'm hearing that healer, heal thyself. Don't forget yourself. Don't forget younger you. And again, I think some of you are like, the angels were helping me like during this time, and it's you. It was you helping you. And you're so strong. And because somebody knew that you didn't have like a friend at a time or something like that. We're just going to gloss ourselves up a little bit. It was me. It was you the whole time. You were your own angel in this. Okay. Okay. All right. So now we are moving on to pile number 2, the dead end card. All right. What are we doing? Who's manifesting you? All right. Okay, this one's interesting as well. Pile number 2, who's manifesting you? I feel like this is a person. Okay, there's kind of a message coming in here with this one. This is who's manifesting you, and I kind of feel like there's an intentionality behind this. Is somebody that you feel like it's a dead end with, and I think that you've said no to, and that you're putting up quite a bit of boundaries towards. This feels like an active manifestation, which is why this is coming through. You feel like you need to protect your space, and you feel like you need to protect your peace. I do feel like this, to me, feels like a schmegdual connection, because I'm noticing the palm there in the middle, and I'm hearing visiting the palm and her 5 sisters, which is a euphemism for giving yourself a treat. So I feel like this person like does that, and then they think about you, and it is like kind of potent, like manifestational energy, but I feel like you're very firmly like no to this person. And to this, that XL is standing out to me too. So I don't know if that means anything to you. Like maybe this person wears a size XL, or maybe you feel, X love for some of you. Yeah, because I feel like extra large love is what I heard. Like there's a lot of love here, like between you and this person, but then you X'd out like the love because you feel like you need to protect yourself. So what Spirit is saying is like this person is trying to manifest you in, but Spirit is very firmly holding a boundary of like no here to this person. I think for some of you, this could be you, like where you're trying to manifest somebody in who has said no to you as well. So this message that I'm about to say applies either way, where Spirit has really seen you and your efforts. Like, okay, so I'm going to keep talking as though you're the person who's put up the boundary like towards this other person. So Spirit is saying we recognize that you've been disrespected here in the past and that you needed to put up these boundaries for your own safety and for your own solitude. Like, even if this person has changed, like, you have had to do something on your own. You've had to stabilize your energy, and you need to be able to feel relaxed and calm and like soothed in your own space. And whatever's gone on here between you and this person, you don't feel like you can do that and have this person in your space at the same time, because they could have done something to like knock your ability to trust them. And once trust is gone, it takes a while to rebuild. This person wants to go on that journey with you, but I can see in your energy reserves, because of the journey you've already been on, you are in a place of replenishment. You are in a place of like soothing energy, and there's quite a bit that's actually coming in for you. Like, if you're that person, do you see how like bright and sunny it is on the other side of this? There's so much of that is coming in for you, that you are manifesting, and that's manifesting you back. To me, like, when I see what's on the other side of this, it's like a park. It's like a very sunny park, and there's lots of people, and there's like butterflies and stuff, and it's like people of all ages and sizes and shapes too. Like, there's just people who are happy and who maybe have been through a similar journey. People who are focused on peace and joy and love and happiness and healing and all of that stuff. Like, that is the energy that's like very much around you. But Spirit is just letting you know that Spirit is honoring that they're proud of you for standing up for yourself. They are proud of you for knowing what you need, for saying what you need, for taking what you need. Because in this situation with this person, they were selfish. I think this person could have blamed you as well. You might not even realize this, that like in this person's mind, they like went through this whole drama. And I think this person realized that like they were selfish, and that you knew, and that they were a bad person, and that your actions actually make total sense, like in the light of truth. So this person was like, I think for some, this person like tried to maybe shut you out or like make you wrong or something, but then they realized that, and then they're like, wait, like, you know. And so this person, Spirit is just saying, look, we are holding this boundary. Now, if you are this person that is trying to manifest this person back in, I'm not saying here that you're like the worst person ever. I can see here that you were stuck in some kind of like darkness, some kind of like, it's coming across like ignorance, where there's something that you didn't know and that you didn't try to know about this person or about life or about the way that certain things work or behavior, something here. Like, you were kind of trapped in this, and it feels like ego defense mechanisms as well. Like, you were trying to kind of like protect yourself or save yourself, and you don't understand why you can't get near this person, because you understand yourself to be a good person, and you know that you're not trying to harm this person. You not being in that energy of trying to wound somebody doesn't mean that you won't. And you don't understand that. So Spirit sees all, and Spirit is hearing both of you. So this is what Spirit wants you to understand. I'm hearing both of you. I'm hearing what both of you want, and I'm hearing what both of you need. And I'm doing both, actually. Believe you me, I'm doing both. And what that means is this can't come together now, because this person needs a rest. This person needs to feel safe in their own space. They need people around them that they can trust, that they don't have this kind of weird history with. They do need that. And you're being invited, if you're this other person, to look at them through that lens of what they need, and why they might need it, and to be willing to kind of let go of that. So this person's going to kind of go on their own journey, this one person. Then this other person is being asked to turn away from this dead end. It's a dead end for now. It's not a dead end for always, though. So I'm seeing this person like turn around, and it feels like a paradox. Because they're going to walk away from this person. And I'm hearing, if you love me, let me go. Like, learning how to like let this person go. And it is this kind of test of selflessness, because that's what went wrong in the past. Somebody here was too selfish, and they were trying to have their cake and eat it too, and they were trying to get away from it. That is an incredibly selfish mindset. So this other person has had to say, look, relationship is where we have our needs, but we also care about another person's needs, and we hold that balance like between the two of us. That did not occur. So the balancing out that needs to happen is, you were overly selfish, I'm being overly selfish. I'm taking what I need. That's this person's lesson. This person who did that and was trying to get away from something, their karmic lesson is that they need to learn how to give. They need to learn how to be selfless. They need to learn to have less of them, like what I need and what I want in the situation. And that's what this path is ultimately going to teach them karmically. So they need to let this person go, and they need to respect them. You're never going to stop loving. I just heard you're never going to stop loving each other. Like, I'm never going to stop loving you. Like, you can even say that to this dead end if you're this person. Like, I'm never going to stop loving you, but I understand that this is the way that I have to love you. This is the way, the truth, and the light is what I'm hearing. Like, so you've got to follow that way. The way is leading away from this person, and it sounds like a paradox. But you know, like when you're driving across the country, and it's like, okay, you're trying to get from the East Coast to the West Coast. You're not just going to take a straight shot highway all the way there. Sometimes you're going to be going south. Sometimes you're going to be going north. And that doesn't mean that you're not still also headed west, but you've got to get to like these kind of connector roads. You're going to have to fill up for gas. You're going to have to get a taquito. You know, it's like you have to kind of like stop, and like it's not just this like straight shot energy. So that's exactly what this is. They have to get you off of this so that you can get on this road is closed, you know? So now they're taking you on like another route so that you can rejoin the highway. And that route is you kind of going through the brambles, but this is like a purifying experience, because I'm seeing like the water that gets poured through the sand and is filtered and ultimately like cleansed. That's what I'm seeing. It's like you're being poured through this like through it is a path of obstacle. But those obstacles that you're kind of learning how to flow through, it's pulling stuff off of you so that you are clearing your karmas. You're learning your lessons. It is reorienting you into the person, because you couldn't keep this person unless you go through this experience. Or you're not going to be the person that soothes them, or you're not going to be and it's about them, because you're like, well, I want it, and my intention is to love you. I know you love me back. Like, why can't we do this? We can't do this because this person has extra needs now because of the way that they've been treated. Not just in this situation, but this person is being asked to cut ties with like a pattern of behavior. And yes, somehow you got wrapped up in it. And I just heard you need to ask yourself why. And you need to deal with yourself and your behavior, and why it's like somebody that you love you could treat so flippantly, or be so selfish, like in the face of knowing that they're who they are and that they are also going to have needs in this situation. Like, this is what needs to get worked out. And it's very Libran, like the karmas that are being worked out here on both sides. It is like this Libran thing where somebody's got to learn how to be actually more selfish, like to stand up for themselves and say, if you are not going to consider me, I'm going to consider myself. If you're only going to consider yourself, I'm going to consider myself. This is the balance that we will have between the two of us. If you would like to extend an olive branch and take responsibility for your behavior so that you can have other people in your life, then that's something that we can potentially figure out together. But this is something that you've got to take ownership of. You've got to demonstrate that that's the person you are now. You have to acknowledge that you were not that person in the past in a very real way. You got to cut the shit, basically. And so this is like some kind of path like meant to teach this person that, because this other person's no longer their lesson in regards of it. They're like, I've learned my lesson here, I'm moving on. So they've got to kind of go off and learn these lessons with other people and situations and things like that, learning the lessons that potentially they could have learned with this person had they been willing to play ball in a different way, you know, so that it's just for a temporary time being. And if you are this other person that's put this boundary up, then you are also learning a different way to be, and you're going through a period of healing. I feel like you've just sealed this off, and it's allowing your energy to grow. And so now you're manifesting from that space, and there's a lot of people that are manifesting you in. Yeah, let me get some cards here, some more cards in regards of that. Yeah, this person, they're coming through very strong. They're very sad that they missed their chance, I think. Who is manifesting in pile number 2? Oh my gosh, I just saw there's a lady in this card. I think it's fecundity. And she goes like this. There's something here that is a bit of a secret. But it's positive because she's fecundity. It's like that empress. It's like growing. And I think for somebody, this is pile number 1 because it's like, it's this cheeky old lady that like is you. That's like, like, I don't know. Oh, look, masculine. Okay, so there's a masculine. It's like, shh, this is really good. Like, there's a masculine energy here. And he's been through quite a bit as well. So look at what's on the bottom of the deck. This is this other person. Where this other person from your past could not meet you. This is like a young buck, right? So this is like somebody who's immature. They're not really grown into themselves. They maybe don't even know their own light. They could have been having some kind of financial difficulties. And they're like very sad. They're angry too. Like this person has like an anger and they feel like they're always the one that's wronged in situations, even when they behave badly. And I think that that's like what went on. And this person has to sort that out for themselves, that they are the cause of a lot of their own problems is what I'm hearing. They're a cause of a lot of their own upsets and a lot of their own remorse, because that's the masculine path, is like learning how to take control of yourself. It's the straight and narrow, and it is all about self-discipline, and they're actually like pretty far. And I think you saw this person's potential in the past as well, but then I think you were disappointed when you were confronted with the fact that they're not a man yet, or like they're not strong yet, you know. But this other person that's coming in, look at that set of antlers and look at the strength. Like this person may well be just like very strong, very manly. Like there's somebody here that's coming in and they're way more seasoned. Like they're way grown into themselves. They're very protective of you. And they do not appreciate at all the way that you've been treated in your past. And they don't care. And they think it's double wrong that somebody would claim to love you and treat you like that. They think it's double wrong, and they're going to tell you. and they're going to tell you and they're going to show you. This is this person is like builder energy. They could do a lot of like physical labor or something like around the house or this. Yeah, look at this. Fight. This person's also been through their own stuff, and I feel like that's good for you. Like they've had to push through as well. They've had to fight for themselves and for their independence. This person could like grow to a sense of prominence as well. Look, blood. Yeah, I'm hearing bad blood, and I feel like that's how you feel about this other person. I'm hearing bad blood like towards them. Now we got bad blood. You know, it used to be mad love. Take a look what you've done. And then there's a mix of that song with you should have said no. You should have gone home. Should have thought twice before you let it all go. And that's part of this person learning my lesson, because a real man is going to step in here. Like, and this person's going to know it. This person's going to have to see. This person from your past refuses to acknowledge that they fell short. And I think they were quite angry with you. It's very petulant. It's very teenager. And I think this person's going to see that, because the man that's going to step in here is, damn, look at that. Look at all that. Look at what's coming at you, babe. Kiss me, kiss me, kiss me. I'm sorry. You weren't ready for that. And you might not be ready for that. So anyways, yeah, I do feel like this is a family kind of situation, but I also feel like this card is all about like some kind of like covenant or something is hard to break, and they're gonna break it. Like, so they've broken through something themselves. Games. Yeah, this person's family could have been playing games, or like this man knows that this man was playing games with you. And this man here is like, I just do not know how you could play games and like risk this person. Where this person was like, I thought that would work. This person will say something like, that would never work with you. How could they have ever thought that was going to work with you? This is a healthy mirror that's coming in. Who's manifesting you. So there's a man manifesting you, but this man needed you to seal off like this other stuff here, because he's not going to mess around with having this in the background. So, yeah. And for some of you, that was the karmic lesson. Like you clicked into some kind of other timeline where this man is now manifesting you, where you clicked into like a category that this man is manifesting, because again, he doesn't want this buck energy around. He's better than that. And he knows his worth and he knows his value. And look, the feminine, that's you. And she always looks kind of sick and gaunt to me in this. So I feel like you have felt very sick and gaunt because you've not been tended to. Somebody here has just thought to take from you, could have made you ill or very sick to like deal with this. But you are a lady and you are a feminine, and you do deserve to be treated well and kindly. And, you know, and this person's going to like kind of sing you back to life. Look, Ritual, I just feel like this is somebody that you could end up getting married to. Emily, thank you so much for the super chat. Big Daddy can break me, LOL. Both files are deeply resonating. Thank you, Spirit and Jess. Oh my gosh. The page drained her until she was close to death. Yeah. Yeah. And there might be something taboo here, like about that you connect on taboo shadow. Yeah. I feel like there could be a shadow connection where, both of you embrace something that maybe mainstream considers taboo, or there could be something about taboo about your relationship or something like that. Look, taboo about your union maybe, or hierarchy. I'm thinking about me and my husband because we did a hand fasting ceremony, which is not like normal, like in the part of the world that I'm from. But yeah, like this is unknown. So it's like, shh, there's like a beautiful energy on the other side of this, like saying no to this energy, because this man knows what he wants and he doesn't want a third party situation. He knows that. So it's like, once you've really said no to this other energy, now this guy is like actually pulling you in. So that's awesome. Yay. There's a lot of people pulling you in this new energy. And protection, and like there's a lot coming in here. Okay. Okay, let's see. Look, Page of Swords. Okay, so you are drawing. I'm not sure which one you are here. Hold on. Okay, yeah, you're on the road to success here. So this is the hero's journey. Oh, okay, I get it. So there's multiple people that are manifesting you here, where you are. So you know, like the hero's journey. Okay, so there's the call. You hear the call, and then you leave home, and then you go on your journey and then you start meeting friends and helpers. So all of those friends and helpers are manifesting you in to be friendly and to help you as you're taking this like new path. All those people are manifesting you. And then, you know, there's probably like a dragon that's manifesting you that needs you to slay it. And then it's like the happy life that's like at the end. So this is like a hero's journey. Look, and I'm hearing that it's like, shh, wink. But this is, you are the hero of this story. This is your path, because something here was a functioning dysfunction. It was not working. And so you are being asked to move forward. And you're moving away from difficult times. But it's like, there's something here where you have to realize that, okay, yeah, for some of you, okay, because I read a comment and somebody was like, I don't know which masculine I am. Like, you could be going on a trip like around, for some of, I don't know. I'm not trying to scare you, because some of you, it's like, you really don't want the past and you're not going to get the past if you're very firm about that. But this is moving away from difficult times. It's moving away from functioning dysfunctions. It's going on a journey. So there's like a journey. There's an adventure. There's an adventure. It feels like life herself, sweetie, is manifesting you. Life herself is like, get in here. This is great. You're manifesting options. You are potentially manifesting confusion, but that's because you are you're going through a transition. And when you're going through this hero's journey, this adventure, this transition, it's like things are no longer the way that they were. So they're not going to make sense to you. You've got to let go of certain things. You're relearning certain things. So you're going to get confused, and then you're going to go, and then it's going to re-solidify. Tasha, thank you so much for the super chat. Having a rough day. Looking forward to the nuggets of wisdom you always drop. Oh, thanks. All right. Yeah. And there's teamwork here. So this could also be a new work environment. That's like teamwork to help heal from heartbreak. And you're manifesting a crossroads. But look, the 10 of Pentacles. Look at the 10 of Pentacles. Yeah. So Catherine just said dragon glass obsidian, and I just like immediately connected with that. So if you feel called to dragon glass obsidian, then maybe you should get some, or if you have it, then maybe you should wear it. As an elegant older woman in the future, definitely intimidating. You know, I've learned that it's actually nice to intimidate people, because then they leave you alone. Fear me. All right, yeah. So there's a lot going on here. There's a lot. There's a lot going on here for that pile. So you're learning a lot. It feels to me like a whole hero's journey. So I don't know what else I can say to this one. Am I called to drawing anything else out? Okay, so but through this, because it does feel like this starting point, you've got a difficult decision, weighing options, avoidance, and deadlock. And so you actually, if you haven't fully sealed off this past, then as you're drawing this in, you're going to have to make a difficult decision. And if you go back to the past, then I feel like there's going to be regret, failure, disappointment, pessimism. But I think for a lot of you, you've sealed this off and you're like, I just don't want it. And then, Three of Cups. So then that's happy. And weirdly enough, there's a reunion here. But I feel like it's with yourself first, like your real self. So, okay, that was pile number 2. Are we moving and grooving through this, or is it just me? Cool. Compassion. Compassion, 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 compassion. I thought that pumpkin was my cat. Alex and I have been walking by this pumpkin and thinking it's a cat.
It's a very regular cat spot. So.
Yeah. It's grooving like earth, wind, and fire. Do you remember the 21st night of September? Sorry, it's September, and anyways, that might be relevant. Okay. Should we just jump into pile number 3? Do I need a palette cleanser? This is pile number 3. It is the Judge. Any sweatshirt on the floor pretty much I think is my cat. Jesse, remind me of the pretty therapist lady from that show Evil. I think it's on primetime. I've not seen it, but thank you. Afriglen, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, Jess and Alex. My appreciation and tuition fees. I learn a lot from you guys. Aww. Aww. Catherine, thank you so much for the super chat. Pumpkin makes a great name. Oh my gosh, Jess, I posted that song. Did you really? Nice. All right. I've taken a little break just to swish things around in my mouth here. And then we're going to go to pile number 3. All right, the judge. It's funny, I'm not really getting anything for this one off the bat, so. I'll keep hearing that song. Do you remember? Take off, Jess. All right. Oh. Ooh. Okay, well, this is definitely you as well. Okay, so the card on the bottom of the deck, we've got the Knight of Cups in reverse, and my little deck here says moodiness, disappointment, overactive, imagination, and jealousy, and I'm being told to grab the bottom. Difficult decisions, weighing options, avoidance, and deadlock. You know what I think this is? This is saying no to a negative partner from your past. That's very moody. That's very judgmental of you. It's this like they need something from you here, like, but they are not respectful. I think this person can like fly off into rages. There's somebody who's like very toxic, and this like weird, I don't even know what this is, this like thing up here in the corner, but it always looks like a toxic little egg to me, which is like an egg is like nourishing. It's a symbol of like home and to me. And yeah, so I feel like you're like, no. So what you're manifesting is freedom from this, and it feels like this needs to happen before somebody else is like manifesting you in. But this is leading you, for some of you, you're leaving a marriage, and this is very toxic marriage, very karmic partner, personal celebration, inner harmony, conflict with others, lack of support. Yeah, this is the way you felt lack of support, breakdown in communication, home conflict, transition, and transient. I feel like this is a situation where this is a home environment. You just didn't really feel seen in this home environment. I mean, you felt like the Walking Dead, and it's because this person was trying to use you. They acted like they were very nurturing, but this person, you always like were on different pages. If you reached out your hand like this person would smack it down. They would maybe even think that was you being, you would try to reach out or try to give them something, and then this person would maybe even think that you were being rude to them. Not rude to them. It's like, I don't know, they would react very negatively. I think somebody here reacts very negatively to being treated kindly, and they're very judgmental, and you have had to say no to this. And so this is it's like maybe a marriage that you thought was going to be happy, and this is turning that actually into some kind of personal victory, some kind of personal celebration. This is a quiet power, so it says quiet power, inner truth, callous, weakness, loss of emotional control, manipulation, misuse of power. So you are connecting with your own quiet power here, and your inner truth, and you have been treated in a very callous way. I think that you felt very weak in this situation. You could have been introduced to like your own weakness in this situation, and loss of emotional control, but I don't think you're prone to that. I think this person that you're dealing with is prone to that, but they blame you for that. This is like somebody who's very ABUSIVE, and they do something and then you very naturally respond, and then they blame you, or they try to frame you as being that kind of person. There's a lot of manipulation that's gone on here in this like home environment or this household, and this misuse of power. For some of you, please be very careful that this isn't the person that's manifesting you. Let me just ask about that. Okay, so for some of you, you need to heal. So if you've just gotten out of a relationship like this, make sure that you heal up, because somebody like this, again, could be trying to manifest you into their life, into their space. Yeah, because you need to realize that you are the key to this Empress energy. I just heard Getting the Love You Want by Harville Hendrix. Some of you guys might want to read that. Getting the Love You Want. Okay. So in the main concept that I always think about from that book that really changed my life, because I actually had the good fortune of reading that when I was a young woman, and they talk about this period of amnesia where when you first meet a partner, you don't understand that it's like you're drawing in this person that is kind of the representation of like your early home environment and all the things, all of like your own wounds and traumas, all of that you're drawn in because there's a subconscious part of you that thinks, well, if this person who very clearly has these kinds of traits, loves me, chooses me, then maybe I'm actually worth a shit, And so you think the answer is going to be outside of yourself. And I think that's what happened here in this situation. So this is a pattern that needs to break, or you need to understand this so that you can say no to the people like this that are manifesting into your life. You have to understand that attraction does not always mean love. It definitely doesn't always mean love. It doesn't even always mean that somebody's like a good thing or that this is destined or something like that, because you could be very prone to falling into like the same kind of trap. I do think that you've realized that this person is a karmic. This person is a trauma bond, is what I just heard. And that you understand that about this person, but they're wanting you to understand like the underlying power or the underlying connection to find your own like inner power. This is about you finding your inner power. So cut your teeth on this experience, learn that, boss up like kind of in your own energy, understand that nobody else here is going to heal you, and kind of understand the red flags, because, I feel like you need to go into this period of healing, because otherwise you're going to go through that amnesia period again with somebody where they're manifesting you in, because they're the stronger energy is what I'm hearing. So this is where this comes into like who's manifesting you, because right now you have gained a new sense of, it's a quiet power within you, and it's the King of Swords here. So for some of you, like, the King of Swords makes decisions, head over heart decisions. He's just a very logical person. It's also like represents the legal system to me, and like the keeper of justice. And he's in reverse. So I think some of you, it's like right now you maybe are gearing up to leave this relationship, but you're connecting with your own quiet power. So once you actually make this decision, it's like you taking your power back, because as of this moment, it's like you're going to leave this relationship and that's fine, but you have to make sure that you have taken that power back, that you are having this personal celebration, inner harmony, and that you do that kind of work on yourself, because otherwise another person is going to have a stronger energy. Because I think that you have been actually manifested in by people who are tyrants, and they're very belligerent, and they can easily topple your energy. And I think that you are just kind of like, whatever the universe wants to bring me. And so you're not standing in your own power. And so you get sucked into these people's gravity kind of very easily. You could also be a person that's just very easy to get along with. And you kind of view that as I feel like you're probably the peacemaker in your household. Maybe you're funny. This was me. I was always trying to like keep the peace in my household. And so it's like, who everybody loves a man that can make her laugh. Like, it's just, you wanted to kind of switch the energy around. So you've thought that that's your identity, and you thought that that's your role, but it's really a trauma response. And not that you can't be funny, but it's just, you feel that feels normal to you. That feels healthy, where you're always having to kind of like, oh, is everybody fine? Is everything going to crack and break? Like, everybody calm down. Like, you are always having to do that. So you're being manifested in by people who treat you that way and who expect you to do that. So it's about breaking that pattern entirely. And part of breaking that pattern entirely is you kind of standing up in your own power and saying, look, I don't want to be in a relationship with a person like that. I don't want to be treated like that. There's nothing that I could ever possibly want that is like superficial about like a way a person looks, or how much money they have, or living in this area, that would ever pull me in to being in a relationship like that. I'm good. I know who I am. And start to think about this is a group that needs to start thinking about what you want, what you want to feel every day, how you want to be treated every single day, and be prepared. This is a group that's also, I'm seeing you like weightlifting, but the weight is the no. And actually, like my first spiritual experience, I had this was my first experience with actually it wasn't my first experience with a psychic, but it was the first like face-to-face experience. And I really didn't like know where she was going with it, but she totally called my bluff. Oh no, she was a handwriting analyst, but she's kind of psychic too. And she changed my life, because she was like, oh honey, we got to learn how to say no. She could see it in my S's. There was something about my S's. And so I used to go down to the beach every single day, and I would just write my name in the sand. And she was like, I want you to make your S's like this. And I would practice like writing my S's like that. And now look at me. I say no all the time. I'm just like, no, 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 no. I'm flashing to a TV show, and somebody said no, and he was like, are you just used to saying that? So just getting used to saying no, like asserting your no, because right now you're manifesting in a partner, a trial, something that's going to, because that's what you're practicing on, like that's going to make you have to say no, to put your foot down, to finally stand up for yourself. And that will be the entire purpose of that relationship. And you might misunderstand. You're not going to work it out with this person. They're a tyrant. They're a tyrant, and they're beyond you. Like, this is a person that's really not suited to be in a relationship. Whatever they should be working on, they use other people to prop themselves up, to make them as their punching bag. This person uses other people. Their current karmas, their current relationship is that they should be by themselves. They need to also be learning how to rely on themselves, because this person just takes from other people, and they feel entitled to do that. So really the best thing is for every single person to be like, no, you're going to have people that are more or less capable of that to this person. And this person needs to go on their own healing journey, but that's not for you to worry about. And you might be that rescuer type, because this person has somehow convinced you that you're the perpetrator in this, or that you should rescue them and that they're the victim, when really they're the persecutor in this situation. And sometimes they wear their little victim hat, and sometimes they wear their rescuer hat, but this is a codependent kind of dynamic. And if you don't heal up from that, then it's not about jumping from the frying pan into the fire. It's not, and I feel like you're being invited to look at karmas in this way as well. Okay, this is definitely a karmic relationship, but it's not just, okay, I have a karmic relationship with this person. You have a karmic relationship with a pattern of behavior, because this is a group that needs to learn how to say no. You get to be the judge, jury, and executioner of who is in your life. And I mean that metaphorically. It's like you get to decide who stays and goes. And there should be a standard of behavior that if they're not going to meet it, they have to go. And you have to be your own advocate in that way. And say, like, I don't care what you are doing for me. I will figure out how to do it on my own, And I'm hearing that song Break Away from Kelly Clarkson. So if and until you've bossed up into that energy, and then also you're spending some time here alone, realizing that you are your own key. And truly, this is why I think it's so important for people to live on their own for a while, because then you learn that then your relationships aren't needy. Because whatever you're scared of doing or confronting about being alone, you've already done it, and then it won't scare you anymore. And then, so for some of you are manifesting yourself, it's a period of aloneness, and actually you'll be surprised to know that like that's your happiest, like, or it's the happiest you've ever been, or it's the happiest you've been in a while, is like your happy home isn't like with another person, at least not right now, like not for an extended period of time, because you've resisted this change, or you're afraid of changing. Because I think you, maybe for some of you, and no judgment, I've definitely been here as well. Like you look to a stronger personality to give you a sense of purpose, or to tell you who you are, to make those decisions. Some of you don't want to have to deal with the consequences of making your own decisions, because, if you make the wrong decision, this is what this is about. Some of you, okay, so I feel like you're at this place in life where you're like, what do I make? What do I make? Like, what's the decision here? Because you are doing this kind of like mental calculation. But I think once you realize that, like, okay, so what if I make the wrong decision? Okay, so what if you do make the wrong decision? This is your karmic lesson. I made plenty of wrong decisions in my life. And you know what? I got myself out of it every single time. It's about building that relationship with self. It's about building self-respect. I know that I can do it. So what if I make the wrong decision? I'm a person. I'm allowed to make wrong decisions. We live in a weird time in history. Let me just go off here for a second. We live in a weird time in history where it's like you could do everything right and still like something's gonna bite you in the ass, like because of the systems that are man-made, that are around us, that are very flawed, that are just begging for us to like relook at, because society has gotten so complex and so big so fast that our systems just don't work. And so like a lot of people, for instance, like they can be saving up money, and they can be trying to like save, and then like one thing happens and then like totally wrecks all of that. Like it's weird. So what if you get in an unideal situation? More unideal than this, good luck finding it. But it's like, how can you navigate around your problems? How can you, this is like MacGyver energy. How can you become your own MacGyver in this situation? That this group has a lot of karmas to repay to themselves, to be their own advocate and to say, leave me alone. Like, or just, and you're afraid to do that because you're afraid that you won't have anybody. So what if you don't have anybody? So I think you're trying to avoid the very situation where you're going to find your power, which is in saying no. You don't need a partner. If they're going to, you could throw a rock and hit a person better to be in a relationship with than this person. So just know that, like, you just have to know that, and you just have to be your own advocate. That's like really what this is. And it feels like annihilation because your ego identity, I think, is wrapped up with being with this person, or maybe, never getting divorced, or like, but people sense that, okay? Because I definitely am that person. Like, I was like, I'm never going to get divorced. But for me, I'm just so fortunate that I happened to take a psych class early on. And I understand that like me saying I'm never going to get divorced means that like, I have to learn what a healthy relationship is. And I need to be very aware of like what the red flags are, like as it's coming in, because once like that's where you're going to make or break yourself. You don't hitch your wagon to a piece of and then try to make that work. That's not, I don't believe in not getting divorced in that way. And I think some of you are like parsing that out for yourself because you're realizing that maybe you got snowed by this very moody like person here. This experience is to teach you your own inner strength. And so bringing this back to like this being like a manifestation reading, if you get out of this relationship and then you don't heal that part of you that says, I need help and I need to be in a partnership, or my identity and my happiness is wrapped around that. So what? My identity was wrapped around that too. Like, I really, really, really wanted a partnership, like more than anything, but I wanted it to be healthy and I wanted it to be happy. And I was alone for a very long time because I respect partnership. I don't just want to be with a person. That to me is not my definition of partnership. And I definitely don't want to be treated like shit or like disregarded or, cheated on or whatever. I'm not putting up with that. So a partner will be here or I will be alone. That's because I believe in partnership. Believing in partnership doesn't mean I'm always in a partnership. Believing in partnership is I know what a partnership means. I know how it functions. And I'm not settling for anything less. Because this is the kind of person where you're in a relationship with this person and there is no partnership. And I think for some of you, that is what you're learning. You are physically next to a person and maybe attached to them in some way. There is no partnership here. There's no sense of union. There's no sense of like camaraderie and helpfulness. This person will not have your back. This is the kind of person, you start getting old and your shit starts falling off, you start losing parts. This person's not going to be there for you. So you're pouring your investment into something that's not going to work for you. And I think there's been a resistance here because you've got to get around that like ego thing in your mind. And there is this warning of like, when you get out of this, you're not done. That's not, if you've ever played baseball, you hit the ball, you got to run to first base. You run past the base so that you can get like that full speed. You keep going. You are on your healing path. You are believing in yourself. So this is, because I feel like you've been holding on. Some of you feel like it's been very noble for you to hold on. But I feel like you've been holding on to an abusive relationship dynamic, and I feel like you're the only one making it work in this. Or some of you, maybe you have gotten out of this relationship already. Thank God. Congratulations to you if you've done that. Like, just a round of applause if you've done that. Because this is the way to ruin. I just heard this is the road to ruin, and we started at the end. So, self-care, unpaid debts, one-sided charity, strings attached, power and domination. Is that like kind of not what you've been getting? But I feel like you get dazzled, or you think, oh, it's going to be different this time because you get dazzled by the attraction or some kind of external trait that this person has to like offer. And you think that it means something more than it does. You think, oh, well, this person's doing this, so that means that they're never going to do that. But you have to heal that code. I'm hearing there's a book, it's called Codependency No More. It's by Melanie Beattie, I think is her name. Very good book. Because I feel like you got to shift out of those codependent habits. So I think Spirit's asking you to be alone for a while in this in order to heal. And, because the hangman, it is stagnation, and you might feel like you're stagnating, but it's good. It's healthy. It's healing, because ultimately you're initiating yourself into a spiritual experience and a spiritual worldview, and it's going to change your perspective, and you're going to realize that you're the key and that you've had the key the whole time and that you're the prize here. I feel like some of you were running around like a chicken with your head cut off, just trying to be everything to everybody else, trying to be the way this person, I'm saying this person, like, stand you up and like, okay, do this and hold this and wear this and say this and do this. And you're like, I'm trying. Do you love me? Do you love me now? And this person's like, no, because I have no heart. And you're like, oh, thanks for telling me 10 years in. It just feels like that. Like you've always tried. And, but this is all you know for some of you. And some of you have been taught that you're always supposed to play second fiddle to somebody else, and that you're supposed to shove yourself into somebody else's story instead of take control of your own. And that feels scary to you. And maybe I don't know what words you're associating with that. Oh, I can never do that. That's mean. Or then I'm going to prove myself the monster that this person thinks I am. This person as well. I just need you to stop listening to them. Okay. Like, their worldviews and stuff, because they pollute your mind. This person tries to control the frame. So this is like you doing normal, healthy things like taking back your power and saying, I'm making this decision for myself. This person's going to be like, because you're a tyrant that's leaving our family and you're selfish and all you think about is yourself. You are not selfish. You've only thought about this person forever. This person is selfish. They are projecting that onto you. Every projection is an admission, and they're just very good at running you and everybody else around, controlling like a little puppet master, like what everybody thinks. You have got to stop being afraid of that. You're going to have to bust out of this at some point. So you've got to stop being afraid of this person's like little mindset and take your power back. And I think that, yes, there's going to be some people that believe this person. There's always going to be that mix of people. You can't control that. Okay. So I think that's where you and this person meet, because this person's very controlling. And I think you're trying to control your outcomes or like your environment, but you do it kind of through this person, and you don't want to be seen as a controlling person, but it's still there, that element of control. So there's a certain amount of like you having to admit, I can't control this. I can control what people think of me. And if somebody's going to believe a liar or a manipulator, I can't control that either. All I can do is say, I know who I am. I know my truth. I know what I need. The truth is, I've been slaving away and pouring myself into this relationship, and you have not been reciprocating. And I don't need anybody's permission or for anybody to validate my truth and say, oh yeah, that definitely is the truth. That's not what makes the truth the truth. The truth is the truth. You know the truth, take it, that sort of truth. And like, I feel like you have the truth, but you're like, oh, like, should I? I mean, yes, you should. And I'm not trying to reduce this down, okay? Because we do have very real things to consider in our world. Like you might not be able to afford it financially and all of that stuff. So think through those things, like but you are this MacGyver, like try to figure out your way through. And if you can quietly get some help on the back end where you can figure out how you can potentially make this work. So many people that get out of these situations, that's what they're like. And then I listened to this one Mormon woman, and her husband was horribly abusive to her. And she's gone kind of viral for certain things. You might have seen this as well. But she said that she got this job and she was selling essential oils. And she remembered getting like her first paycheck or something. And she looked up how expensive apartments were because her husband made a lot of money. So she never really had to like worry about bills or anything. So she kind of didn't know how expensive like apartments were or anything. So she looked up that and she saw her paycheck and she was like, okay, if I could make these kind of connections or do this and this, then I could actually afford to move out and like get my own apartment. Like, I think there's something here where it's like, knock and the door shall be open. Like if you resolve to do this, I feel like Spirit is going to, it might take a second, okay, but Spirit might rise up to meet you here, and like the way will be shown. Where there's a will, there's a way. And I'm not telling you to like get rid of all of like the logical parts of you that you should be like bringing to the table here, but it's possible. And I just want to keep bringing it back around to this, is that you have to understand there's a deeper pattern here, that you were taught to make yourself you were taught that that you're not a person, and that you have to play second fiddle to somebody else, and that you just always have to do what they tell you to do. And I think that's a comfort zone for some of you, because then you don't have to make your own decisions and then take those consequences. So when someone's like, I think you're a dick, you're like, well, I'm not really a dick. Like, she told me to be a dick, or he told me to be a dick. And so that's just what I'm doing. So it gives you that kind of buffer, and it's not your comfort zone anymore, because you have no control over anything else. Like, it's costing way, way, way too much, and it's costing you your peace of mind. And believe me when I tell you, like, this person, they're not going to be there for you, like, in a time of need. Like, all the things that's like, well, I'm going to invest in this, and then this. No, this is not. I think you're learning something where it's like, you can be on paper and everything else, it looks like a partnership. There is no sense of partnership here. You're the one that's the sacrificial lamb on which all of this is like kind of happening here. And this person is very stubborn, and they're resisting change, and that's why things are stagnating here. They refuse to change. This kind of person. Yeah. EMTs don't make much, but it's enough for me and my cat. That boggles my mind. I know EMTs, and they do not make a lot. And one of our friends that's an EMT was talking about one of her friend's daughters got a movie theater job. She was making like $12 an hour, and she was only making like 15 or something as an EMT, saving people's lives. And EMT school, I know several EMTs. EMT school is hard. Like, a lot of people fail out of that. It's crazy to me. Yeah. Anyways, like, yeah, but I feel like, and I don't know where you're at in this timeline, because I think some of you have gotten rid of like your abusive exes. And for some of you, this might have been a pattern, because you were always, I think you had to figure out, because this is a group where I feel like in your mind, you're like, I don't understand why this isn't working. I'm like, when you read relationship books and it's like, okay, well, you have to listen, and you have to, a little give and a little go. You do all those things, but it took a while for you to realize that the problem truly is not with you in this group. And I know that we like to say, oh, well, it's always 50-50. Yeah, but like when your partner is not doing anything and they just feel entitled to take, like, and so some of you could have cut ties with this already in the past. Some of you are in this, in a relationship where you're kind of like playing around with that decision. You know you should leave, but then there's this kind of image that you had in yourself. You know, you've got to overcome that sort of thing. And so it's just about a matter of like healing that codependent pattern, because again, to make your energy strong to where you're the one doing the manifesting, because otherwise you're going to have these like very strong energied people. I just heard energy vampires that just want to take from you, that they're going to draw you in. And there's going to be attraction there because it's a trauma bond, and you got like, they're the embodiments of all your trauma. And there's a little part of you that's like, won't you love me? You know, kind of thing. And I just think you've been around selfish people, and I just don't want you to be around them anymore. So, yeah, this is like definitely healing. So you're manifesting you as well. You're connecting with your quiet power. I feel like you just will have an immense peace around you. And also, when you spend time alone, I think it's going to show you that like you are not where the crazy is coming from. Because I think some of you are like, life is so crazy. Partnership is just so crazy. Family is crazy. And then like you're going to be in your own space and you're going to realize that like you are very calm. It wasn't coming from you. That person was crazy. The way they were behaving is crazy. They drag the crazy in because when it's just you, things are calm. Isn't it funny that nothing pops off? Because somebody here is like causing problems, you know? Yeah, look, the Lover's upside down. So I think you've definitely attracted some kind of like the Lover's upside down. You thought it was the Lovers, and this is unfortunately a lesson, but it's a lesson in self-love and strength. And that was Luna Cat. So it's like emotional. Yeah. Oh, emotions. And then past resentments, desire to reconcile, making amends, desire to forgive. This person's a game player. And so they're going to hoover you back. And that's when this person's going to be like, oh, I've changed. And then you're going to be like, finally, and they understand my side of things. They're going to change. And I can have this like happy home environment because I know that you're my twin flame. But really, this person's an abuser. And there's a pattern to abusers. And when they think that you're getting away and they are losing their control over you, that's when all of a sudden they're deferential. And they might well believe that, oh yeah, I am going to change. But you're going to fall back into a pattern where you're going to think, okay, I can give and receive. And then this person is just, they're selfish. They have to address that. And this is a codependent relationship. This isn't the relationship where they can even heal, you know, and where they're going to be held accountable because the dynamic between the two of you is not going to facilitate that. It falls into the pattern that it falls into. And I feel like you got to break away from that, and this person needs to probably be alone, I imagine. Yeah. And then you're going to move forward. Some of you, if you get away from this, you may well move. You may well I feel like this is going to surprise you because I feel like if you get out of this kind of situation and if you are alone, you're going to have a lot more energy and you don't even understand like all the mechanisms that are going on in the background where you're not wasting a bunch of time on this person and their fuckery. And there's going to be movement in your life. Like you're going to move forward. You may well move. You may move forward in your career at speed or something. You're connecting with your own willpower and your own control here. And that is another thing that's going to have so much of an effect on your life because your willpower has been dominated here. And your willpower is that engine in you that's going to like get you to go where you need to go and get you confident and stuff. And that's what's been, so you don't even know like all the ways that this is making you sick, this relationship, and that it's making you weak and impotent and everything like that. So okay, I feel like you get that. I feel like you get where I'm going with that. Okay. We say, Luna girl. Now she says nothing. Okay, yeah. He climbs the highest tree. It's so quiet and peaceful without folks around me. He's abused too. Yeah. I do value peace more than I did. Let me back up to number 2. Moving across the country. Nice. Yeah, this is very much origin story for pile 3. Okay, so I'm going to get into the general messages. Luna, do you want to be on the camera?
I doubt it.
I needed to hear all 3. Nice. Okay. We'll just take a moment. Grace us. Aw, thanks.
You want to see it then?
Sleeping with the enemy. Okay. Okay, I'm hearing this song from BJ Investigates. Her music name is called Gloriana, and I'm like her #1 fan of everything that she does ever. And but has this new song out, and it's called Hometown, I think. But I'm hearing that song in my head. It's like, so there could be something here about hometown energy or like nostalgia energy that's coming through. Oof. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, you've pissed somebody off here. This is, okay, so general messages. I don't know who this is going to resonate for. Somebody here is pissed. They're pissed at you, okay? This could be somebody here from your past. It's fire energy. So there it could have been passionate between the two of you. This could have been a fight for some of you, or this may have been schmegdual, or maybe this is a third party that like is in competition with you. I don't think you're in competition with them though. You are in some kind of like self-defended mode. Nikki, thank you so much for the super chat. Love yins. So they are upset, and I think they're upset about your spirituality, and this person, I just heard the word legality. They want some kind of unfairness to come in. This person's trying to hold on to somebody. They're trying to hold on to some kind of karmic relationship. So I don't know if that's you, or if this is somebody that they're attached to, or this could be work here. This is a person who is trying to control authority. So this could be somebody who's trying to control an authority in your life. And it would be through that victim, rescuer, persecutor. So this is definitely someone who is casting you in a negative light. They are framing the story, and they're telling, I just heard they're telling porkies. They're telling porky pies. So this person is telling a lie here. And I think you see this person clearly, or this authority. Somebody here is seeing this person clearly. Somebody else. I think I don't think it's you. I think this could be somebody around this Saturn figure, this authority figure. This could be, okay, because Mercury is skillful energy, and it's kind of giving me like an assistant, but then this Capricorn energy came out. And that to me, it's like a boss, or like, so there's someone, could be something that they do for a living that's kind of clerical, but they're also in a leadership position, but they're not like the big dog or anything. And like this person could be catching on very clearly to what this person is doing, and that this person is trying to control this Saturn person. And something is clicking for them, and something is making sense for this person. And now they're watching you. And now they're watching you because they're starting to realize that you've been mistreated. This person's trying to bully you out of something, or they're trying to intimidate you, but it feels very quiet, and it feels like all of it's done through like looks and through like, I control this, whatever it is. I control this like person or something here like that. But because they don't want someone to get their independence. This person is really opposed to independence in general. Not that people who are tyrannical and opposed to independence and like to control people, rarely do they go around and say, I'm a tyrant. Want me in your life? Because that's just not going to work, right? So somebody here is seeing you, and it's Moon and Taurus energy. This is an exalted energy. This is Rohini. And they're seeing you maybe stand up for yourself, and they're seeing you grow. This is strong spiritual energy. And they're realizing that people are split in regards to that. There's somebody here that's like petulant and like, ugh. And then there's some other person that's like, oh, well, I don't care. And this person's seeing that, and somebody's taking their power back here in this situation. They realize that they've been lied to, or that somebody's lying to someone else. There's a very powerful person here. Even if this person doesn't outrank everybody, this person's taken very seriously. They are intelligent. They're taken very seriously in this space. And they're starting to see this earth energy. I just heard earth angel, but that it's like they're seeing that you have a lot to offer and a lot to give, but that you've been made to feel like a certain way, and that's why you're in this defensive stance. And it's all kind of starting to click here for this person. Somebody here is getting it. And they might want to offer you something new. There's some kind of fiery new beginning, or they could be even like laying down the letter of the law. Somebody's catching someone being sneaky. I just saw this person light a torch and like just show what this Queen of Swords. This is a skillful other. That's what somebody here is being unmasked by a skillful other. This is somebody that, because I think whoever this is that's in competition with you, it's like they're so focused on you. And they see you as a threat because they recognize that your strength can rival theirs in some way. And again, okay, it's because this might be this oak tree energy, right? So that you could grow up into this oak tree. And I don't mean grow up like, into an adult. I mean, like if you were to take root or something that you would allow people to thrive and you wouldn't be controlling. But this person's like obsessed with control and domination, but they do it in a way that is power by proximity. They don't like to be called out by it. There's this kind of like, and they also tell a lot of lies, this person, and they are very sneaky, like they sneak around, and they could be trying to get a relationship with someone here as well. But somebody else, it feels like another person is starting to see this, and this person's not even expecting this person to be the one who kind of has seen it from a distance. And this person is respected and they're taken very seriously, and they're just going to, and then it's going to be like a flare that's like gone off, and they're kind of alighting the cave. And then it's like all the rats are starting to like kind of scatter. And this person is pissed. So this person is like, because whoever's doing this, they're in healthy Queen of Swords energy, where they can just, they're no nonsense. They're putting the facts together. They're connecting the dots, and they're just seeing very clearly, and they're holding this person responsible. It's like, oh yeah, did you say this? Did you do this? Oh yeah, and this was also you. Look how your signature is on all of these things. Isn't that funny? Like this person is like starting to put this together, and they're rivaling this Queen of Pentacles. So which makes me think this person is rooted in a certain area. So this is like a karmic. This is some kind of somebody's karmic. But it feels like this is happening in a professional environment. It's kind of like what I'm seeing here. But it's somebody that, but this is someone who has power, but it's through a relationship, and it's through proximity, and it's just because they've always been there, and because they've gotten some kind of position so people don't, this person is not correct. Do you know what I'm saying? They don't have power and respect because they are correct and they are smarter than everybody, and they've earned their position that way. This person has weaseled their way somehow into a long-standing position, and they expect deference because of that position. Obtain the position, never work another day in your life. So this person doesn't keep up on facts. They don't care to, because this person is not a merit-driven person. They're a power-driven person. And this other person is a merit-driven person. They are actually very skillful. Everything that this person has gotten, they've worked for. They're very intelligent. They're putting the pieces together, and they're very skillfully just going to unmask this person. And they're not going to be expecting it. And it's going to throw things into confusion, but I do think help's going to come in, and somebody's going to realize that something needs to change here, because something's been unbalanced, and you're going to get a wish fulfillment here. I think for some of you, this is a very specific scenario. Don't take it if it doesn't resonate with you, but she refuses to take her name off his lease. Yeah, that's that Queen of Pentacles that I was getting. She doesn't want him to have their old apartment to himself. Wow. Yeah. So, and somehow you're wrapped up in this as well. You were like the canary in the coal mine, or somebody's here. They either are realizing that you have been sort of squeezed out of this, or once somebody else is going to take this person on, I think. And it's not going to be them taking this person on. It's going to be them illuminating the facts that condemn this person. The truth doesn't lie. And this, like in the face of something here, like the truth doesn't lie. And then your energy is going to finally be able to like just expand, and that feels like it's going on here. If this has to do with a past romantic relationship and some kind of property, which somebody has already mentioned, this has been an unbalanced situation, and there could be like the court coming in. Spirit's trying to tell this person, though, whoever's being the stick in the mud, that it does behoove them to get out of the situation before it like becomes a court case or something. They're realizing that the jig is up. Somebody here is realizing that the jig is up and that they do need to move on, or this is going to turn into a consequence. They're not going to win this consequence. So even if this person wanted to be a thorn in someone's side, it's not going to work for them. It's actually going to drain them more than it's going to help them. This person's well and truly reached the end of the line, I feel like. People couldn't see this person before because it's like they worked it like under the dead of night. There could be moon magic here, like somebody, or magic that's done, it's nature, under the dead of night. Yeah, could be. For others, it's just manipulation. So Spirit's even trying to get through to this person that's like, you're done. The jig is up. You're going to need to leave. And because You can't go any further. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. You've reached the end of the road, and there are karmic consequences coming down here. There's someone who's smarter than you, who sees exactly what you're doing. They're taken very seriously. And there's going to be a message about this. It's going to catch this person off guard, and it's going to put them in their head. Or it's a message here about someone who has been, who was dominated by this person, but maybe did find their freedom. And maybe connected with a Hierophant here that like was able to help them in some way take a leap of faith that's going to lead to victory. Somebody here found a Hierophant that was able to connect them to like making a leap of faith that's going to connect them to victory. And somehow it started a chain of events where now justice is being served because everybody in that situation learned their karmic lesson. I feel like there was one holdover or something like that. And because somebody thought this person was a Queen of Cups. That's why. Because this, and they had to learn that they weren't. And something's going to come out about this person, and they're going to realize they're not the Queen of Cups. And now that last little holdover is done. And so everyone in this situation can now get their justice. Yeah, this is actually a journey here as well. And it's going to have this person now in their head. Because they're going to, whatever they were trying to angle to get or to keep with the 10 of Pentacles, they're going to see this person, somebody else get it. Oh my gosh, yeah, they're going to watch like a partnership bloom and blossom that they tried to block. And or witness somebody make an offering to someone here. And it's closing of a karmic cycle. Well, this was just pleasant, wasn't it? That is such a specific, and somebody's been in their head about this. And somebody's now feeling insecure because they thought, this feels like an emperor energy, which could be a man, it could be a woman. This is like the authority in the situation. They were so sure that they were choosing the right person. They were so sure that this person would never lie to them, or that this person, and then something's going to come out and they're going to realize that they weren't, and it's going to make them go through a period of insecurity. And then they're going to be looking out at what they did to this other person. And honestly, they're looking out at a significant other that they damaged, or that they disrespected, or that they made feel less than, like because they chose this karmic. In whatever capacity, because like I am getting like a professional setting, but take this however it's resonating for you. But they chose this karmic over this other person, and then they're like, shit. I was very instrumental in harming a very beautiful person, somebody who is actually very, I just heard strong, because there's a lot of strength here that's been Minnie. Oh my gosh, what a blessing. That could be a confirmation, or hi girl. Hi girly. Thank you. Okay, so she's gonna cuddle that pumpkin, I guess. Yeah, so somebody here's like, shit, what have I done? And now they're not feeling secure in their position because they've got somebody here in their head about their worth, about they could have tried to dominate somebody here. Somebody's in a bad position, and it's like, what have I done? That's the energy. It's like, what have I done? What have I colluded with? Yeah, and it's bringing up like fears and illusions. And all of this is a very healing energy because it's actually shoving the harm onto the people's energy that like need it. So because it was the wrong person here was actually victimized and like disregarded and maligned, lied on, made fun of, like, and that person was wronged. And they were in their head here, and they were obscured, like with the moon. And now the right people are like up in their head, and they're actually having to sort through. Their fears and illusions here, which is what they should have always done. They have to sort out their mind. They have to sort out their home environment. You know, why did I do this? Why did I do that? You know, and I keep hearing that. What have I done? Like, what have I done here to this like very beautiful person? Like, yeah, and there's some kind of message. They could want to send a message to this person. Maybe on the down low, I'd watch that. This person needs to get out of the shit situation. They could be in a marriage. So for some, this person got exactly what they wanted because they wanted to manufacture a marriage. They wanted to put one together. And they got exactly what they wanted. So this person might still be in that marriage, and they need to get out of it. They might want to try to sneak in and send you a message. I don't know. Yeah, okay, so that was one message. Yeah, stability. Let me just get some of this. I love that. Hi, Lenny. Rawr, rawr. Are you talking to the people? Okay. She's twinning. Oh, Nor, yes, this is Looney. We had to pray you back to health last year. Yes. She's been doing so good in her health, by the way. So good. Haven't you? Okay. Oh, look, healing. Okay. Anything else with this one? And then I'm going to see if there's another message that wants to come through. Children are important to this partnership. So there could be children in this relationship. Boundaries, firm boundaries are needed now. If there are children, for some, there's a child that's needs have not been met. They've been covertly bullied, maybe even by a parent or something. And that child needs boundaries, or an inner child needs boundaries. Regret. Someone feels remorse for the way that they treated you. Release. Radical acceptance and surrender can help you let go. Okay, so that's one message. Are you sitting with us, girl? Hi. She's purring so loud. I don't know if you guys can hear her. Okay. Let's see. Any other messages? She's just like, oh, I always go the wrong way. Okay. Anything else? Anything else? Okay, this says true love. This love is emotional, physical, and unconditional. But then that flipped over. And then we have integrity at the bottom of the deck. Does this situation align with your values and morals? Warning, don't dismiss the red flag here. Time apart, some distance will bring clarity, mastery. You've already learned these spiritual lessons. This to me looks like you are tempted to go into like an affair situation. For those of you that this resonates with, you're attracted to somebody and you're like, oh my gosh, that's my true love, when really that's like a karmic lesson and it's just really grabbing at you. This love is emotional, physical, and unconditional. No, it's not. It's something else masquerading as that. This is just attraction. This is just lust or something. You need to check in with your integrity. This has to do with you being like a values-driven person to make your decisions. So this has always been something that I've struggled to try to communicate in my readings in a way that I feel, because I always like to mind my own business, because you are a person in a body. You're going to make the decisions that you're going to make. And that's fine. Like, that's what human life is. I feel like life is meaningless without choice. And so you're going to make whatever decisions that you're going to make. But there's a way that you can deal with your feelings around a person in a situation and get curious about those feelings and explore those feelings and what they mean and what they're trying to tell you without using them to make your decision. I feel like what should be making your decisions, this has been coming out a lot in the readings, is your principles and your virtues and what you believe in the world. Values are our guiding lights. I had a therapist that would always say that. Values are our guiding lights, and we use those to make decisions at a crucial intersection. So if you're at this intersection, yes, feelings are not facts. They're data, and they are telling you something. I'm hearing the word trauma bond again. So that's pointing back to like what you need to heal within yourself. Make this decision using your own integrity. Make this decision with the person that you want to be in mind. Make this decision with the intent not to be hypocritical about how you think people should be treated and how you think, how you want to be, and you will not regret it. Warning, do not dismiss the red flags here. Also, if this person is willing to cheat with you, that says something. Don't dismiss that. You have already learned this spiritual lesson. It's leading you to acceptance. Everything happens for a reason, and some time apart here is going to bring some clarity because you've been in denial here about something. I think, okay, yeah, and the denial shows up as patience. You're like, oh, well, everything's going to unfold in divine timing because this person's like my true love or whatever. And then once it unfolds, I'm going to take this leap of faith. But it's saying here and now, your true love is already a part of your life. And I feel like for a lot of you, that is you. This person's unavailable. For some of you, you might even start to realize that you have this pattern of falling for unavailable people. And that's a way that you're keeping yourself safe. Tell yourself like, all I want is love. But falling in love with unavailable people is a sign that you're scared of love, or you're scared of real love. If someone is totally there and they're emotionally available, standing in front of you, there's something about you that you kind of go, And so then you get attracted to these people that are like unobtainable, or they're in a relationship, and because all of those people, they have red flags. Those relationships are going to have red flags. There's a lack of empathy there, for the amount of hurt that's going to cause to like a partner. And if there's kids involved, there's a lack of empathy there that really should not be overlooked. So that person could easily flip on you, you don't even have to be married to them for them to, you get them how you lose them kind of thing. Like, it doesn't even have to be that kind of situation. I mean, this person could just treat you very callous, and then you wonder why you keep getting into these partnerships, but all the ends and the means are one. Like, all of this it's one long exercise here. And this is about asking yourself who you want to be and what your values are, because this is not a twin flame thing. This is not an irreplaceable love. This is a trauma bond. This is the whispers of your psyche trying to shake you awake. And yeah, retreat, time alone or in nature will help you recharge. I think some of you need something to look forward to as well, because then your mind just goes back to this person. So if you can look for, like, take yourself on a vacation, plan one with a friend, have something here to look forward to put your mind on, make it big. And it doesn't have to be a vacation. That's just like, or you need a goal to work on, and make it big and have it take up your time and energy, so that it's like not going here like to this person. Oh, awakening. So spiritual awakening. Both people in this connection are undergoing spiritual transformations. Yeah, it's a karmic connection. Or there's lessons that are going on here. Balance, because one person's giving too much in this relationship, or would end up giving too much in the relationship. Yeah. So, okay, that's another one. And I'm being drawn into the love messages here, so this is a different message. Well, I'm going to leave that out too. So we'll get a different message. She's so cute. Okay. What messages? What love messages? Please give me a second chance. You are the one and only. Okay, so somebody wants a second chance with you for this third message that's coming in. I'm trying to be someone you can trust. Okay, so we've been picking up on this energy. I'm hoping to have a future with you someday. So somebody here is trying to be someone that you can trust, and they really want you to give them a second chance. You really do stand out to them. They do think that you're their one and only. I think you have moved on from this situation because you want to take care of yourself. You always caretake a lot of people as well. I remember how we used to laugh and talk for hours about everything. I miss you. I never expected to fall in love with you so quickly. I hope our paths will cross again in the future. So this person loves you. There is a distance between you. This person wants to bridge the gap, but I think you are actually focused elsewhere. You're focused on something else, but it's like moving on with your life. And this person knows that. Please forgive me. I know I messed up. So this person knows that they messed up. They know that you're moving away from them for a reason. The universe is fighting for our souls to be together. I need to own up to where I feel sure about this relationship. But I feel like this person needs to own up to something, and they know it. You are so beautiful inside and out. Maybe this person did not make you feel beautiful inside and out. They just keep saying that they want to have a future with you, and that they are trying to be someone that you can trust. Strength. There's a lot of love here. This person just wants you to know that they feel very strongly. Okay, this person was negative in the past. Okay, let me just make sure both of these are okay to show on YouTube. This person feels like they drained you dry, like they just used you here in this situation, and that this was definitely not a reciprocal relationship. They're understanding that there was even ABUSIVE undertones, vampire energy, and the Baron Samedi, he's like a partier. He's like, somebody that is not nice to women, basically. Yeah, there was a betrayal here. This person knows that. So they know that they need to own up to that they need to speak to that specifically. But this person also loves you, and they are sorry. I'm hearing I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. They know that they were lacking in some way. For some of these people that were having money trouble, But also, this person was just outside of bounds. This person was acting in a way that was outside of bounds. They want to clear the air between the two of you. They want to raise things up from the dead. They want a passionate new beginning. They also want to show you that they're different now. This is like change of pace, change of place energy. So I think this person wants to, like, I don't know, take you out or just be in a different place. I'm in a different place now is what I'm hearing. And that may annoy you because I just got very annoyed. Oh, you're in a different place now. Okay. Yeah, so for some that might annoy you because it's like it's that energy of like it's convenient for you now. Cool. We're not gonna apply self-discipline and make sure people get this person's like no, like in their mind, but it's like you're not gonna apply self-discipline and make sure the people around you get treated well at all times, even when it's not convenient for you, but now it's convenient for you. So, and this person's like no, you misunderstand. This person is like they're afraid of not being able to say this right. This person does feel like they got trapped in somebody's web here. Again, I don't think you want to hear that because I think you want to hear some, they're on track with some of the stuff when in regards of personal responsibility, but I just think that this person is like in a pirate. Because I think this person was trying to take from somebody else that was better at it than them. And that was their karmic lesson. So this person thought that they were in control, but really they got played by somebody else. And then they like got drawn into that person's web and stolen from even. And now maybe like, I'm seeing the Two of Pentacles. So it's like their finances could be up in the air or something like that. I don't know. But they do like love you a lot. There's a lot of strength here in their feelings for you. They're sorry. They're very regretful. They've taken a closer look at things. They know that they were in devil energy in the past. And they see your strength. Yeah, they see your strength. And that you don't fuck with it. They know you don't fuck with it. That you want an emperor. They want to be that for you. But this person like needs to go from pirate and scallywag to emperor. It is a long way to go. I don't think you want to hear it from this person because in my energy, I'm just kind of like, okay. I'll believe it when I see it. That's what I heard. I'll believe it when I see it. It's easy to say these kind of things, you know? He was on demon time. Yeah. This person has bad habits when it comes to decency. And also when it comes to schmegs and women. And I think that's what broke this up. And they know that, but they've just started to know that. There's a lot of layers to this onion that this person needs to peel back. They've got a lot of amends to make with other people because they have treated other people very badly. And the way that they're doing that is Spirit is trying to get this person to like go inside their heart. And it was like, you were the first person they found there. I'm literally seeing you like doing your own thing. And this person's like, it's like this tin can with like a hollow cave, you know, it was like, what is, oh, and then like opened it and you were there and you were like, oh, what are you doing? Yeah. And there you are just like pissed. I just saw you like brushing your teeth. Like, no. Anyways. So I think you know that this person, they see you very powerfully though. This person kind of thinks that they like it though. I feel like they like it. This person sees you like in your power, but they like it. They kind of think that you would like eat them if they like stepped out of line or something. They're trying to figure out how to gain your energy. But yeah, I just feel like I'm not really feeling it for you. I think that you're over it. I think isn't that just the way it goes? Like I just feel like you're really just over it. Yeah. So look at Luna. Minnie. It's just the back of my head to her. Hi, girl. Do you want to say hi to the people? Isn't she sweet? Aww. I'd be like Mushu after he bit that one guy's arse and then had to brush his teeth. Nice. Okay. So that's what I have. Okay, so shall we talk about some candles for those of you who are interested? That voice. Are you talking about Luna? Her little like, little girl. Little girl. Little girl. Isn't she so sweet? Okay. So we sell candles, if you didn't know that. And so we have discounts here. The Basic Witch, which is our old pumpkin chai, because we did update the formula, is still 30% off with clearance if you just want to get a couple of those. They make great gifts, very affordable right now. And then our fall line is 10% off when you get 3 or more with the discount code that is in the description box. And we'll talk about the fall line now. We have 4 candles that are a part of the fall candle collection. 3 of them are specific to fall, and one of them is a fall candle, but it's a part of our main line, and that one is Mama's House. It's kind of snickerdoodly. It smells like cookies baking. It smells like cinnamon. It smells like warmth. It smells like love. It smells like attention. It smells like someone like your mom knew you were coming over, and she loves you so much, and she thought about you, and she remembered your favorite cookie recipe from when you were a kid, and she's baking it for you right when you walk in the door, and she's pulling that tray right from the oven, and the smell just hits you, and the warmth, both like the warm cookies, but also like the warmth of her love in terms of like her time and care and attention. That's what it smells like, all in a candle. Yeah. So, and this one, honestly, this is like a year-round candle if you want to like have that feeling to you or like in your home, especially for the holiday season, which we are gearing up. This is like a good staple to have, like from the fall time through Thanksgiving, through Christmas, through winter time, or whatever holidays that you're celebrating. It's just that like warm, cozy, lovey kind of feeling. And I just want to say this because I think I've told you this before. Like I've never had a lot of money, to be honest with you. But I like to decorate and stuff for the seasons. I mean, I am kind of witchy. I'm realizing I've always been kind of witchy, and we do like to celebrate like the changing of the seasons and be very in tune like with that. And it's always sucked because I've moved a lot in my life and everything, so I've not always been able to have like, you know, actual decorations. I'm getting some decorations now, but like I always wanted to have a candle that smelled and like evoked a certain like feeling, the feeling of like the season. And like to me that was always enough. And scent is such a powerful like sensation that it can just like really put you like in the mood. And Mama's House to me is just it's a good vibe. It's a good vibe. It's just homey, and it's homey like year round kind of thing. I just had to smell it one more time. Sorry. Yeah. So that's that. And also as a reminder, our candles, we use 100% soy wax, which is like the very clean standard, because if you use a petrol wax or if you cut it with less clean waxes, then that can put higher VOCs, which are volatile organic compounds, in your space. Candles, a lot of things will put that in your space. It's kind of like a normal thing, but you just don't want to be putting like amounts in your space that you don't really need to be. So that's one thing. There's also like 2 specific chemicals that I can't remember their name, that you like regular kind of petrol candles and candles that you got to watch the wicks, because a lot of times like they might well use soy wax, but then they really do cheap out on the wicks, and the wicks are always coated in an oil. We don't do that. So our candles are really clean, and the scents that we use are the cleanest scents that are available on the market. They adhere to California's Prop 65 standards, which there are hundreds of things on that list that have been suspected to cause cancer or problems, and we don't have to put the warning on our candles because our scents are that clean. So this is a candle that you can really just feel good about. As you can imagine, the materials that we use going into this are not are very expensive, and so that like accounts for the price of our candles, but they are really good quality. They do last for a long period of time. I like to just set one out like by my bedstand or on my kitchen table, and then like I can just smell it, because I just be doing this all day. This is me. If you're like, I wonder what Jess is doing right now, it's probably this. Oh yeah, Catherine has like had some of our candles. She says they burn very clean. They really do, and it adds like a nice ambiance. And the labels that we have on our candles are designed to be pulled off If you've gotten our candles before, you'll notice like we got these gold stickers. That's like a new touch. So you can just peel it right off. So you have all the information here about the candle, but then you can peel this off so that you don't have to have the label, because that's another thing that kind of bothers me about candles, because I just want it to fit into my space and like my ambiance. I don't want it to like say a big like label on it. So we do have to sell it with the labels on for obvious reasons, but then like you can take it off. So.
And then anytime that you're still wondering, oh wait, which candle is this? If you have multiples of them, you're wondering which one it is. The warning label on the bottom indicates what the actual candle was. So you can always still reference that even if you take the label off.
Yeah. Okay. So now moving. So this one's year round. You can get it year round, but it is on sale now, and it's a part of like the it's just a good staple to have. So okay. So the next one here is apple picking. This is a bright scent. It's fresh. It smells like fallen leaves, like walking outside. If you're walking through like an apple grove picking apples, this is it. It's like it's like a higher note kind of. It's fresh. It's crisp. It kind of like biting into an apple kind of thing. Oh, it smells so good. And it's like, to me, this smells like the beginning of fall, where you're like, ooh, like that kind of thing. And it's still like very like fresh and like that, I don't know, the fresh air and stuff, like sweater weather sort of thing. Like that's apple picking. So if you like a fresh scent, and like a higher note scent, like that's definitely a good one. Then we've got Autumn Festival. And this one, okay, the cold throw, it kind of does smell weird to me. Like when I just go like this to this one, the hot throw, like when you light it, oh my gosh, this really does set an atmosphere. It's the kind of quintessential sort of fall smell. It does smell like a fall festival. It smells kind of like a fall drink or something. I don't know, because this is the one with like the maple kind of scent, and maple tends to really sweeten things, you know, so it's got that kind of sweet apple-y kind of scent, but it smells like fall. It smells like fall. Yeah. Incense too. Oh, nice. Wax melts too. Oh, nice. Make a wish list for regulars or patrons, please. Yeah, the shape. The shape is nice too. And then we've got the pumpkin chai. It's a classic fall scent. And like I said, we've updated this. Oh, it smells so good. And yeah, I mean, it's classic here. And that's the candles that we have. And we've got the apothecary jars, which I think look really feminine and but not just feminine. Like to me, it looks like lotion, like nice high upscale lotion that like your grandma would have had, just like sitting on her thing, and it just looks nice sitting there. Like that's what it reminds me of, which is again like another homey touch. And I also like the lids that they're gold, but they're kind of matte as well. Like I just like a lot about these candles, which is I make stuff that I like and that I would want to use. So we have that. We also have Fresh Start. That's one of our best-selling candles. Fresh Start is, again, that's another staple that is good year-round. It smells, it's got a warmth to it, but it does have like that really fresh scent. And we are selling that one with kind of, I don't know if we have bundles anymore, because we've run out a lot of Fresh Start, and we've also run out of the Truth Serum and the cord-cutting candle. And so with our Everyday Magic candle line, that's what the Truth Serum is. So those are candles where we use the same high quality wax and ingredients, but we mix it with blessing oils that we have blessed. We recite spells and stuff over it that are like I've created and Alex has created like specifically for it to infuse the candle and the wax with a certain kind of intentionality. And it has a wood wick in those candles that is shaped like a cross, which to us is like very important as well. Not only does it have like a really cool burn, like a conical burn, but it's that cross, that intersection between heaven and earth, that's manifesting kind of thing. But it is also a nod to 9 woods, because there's the 9 sacred woods of like the Wiccan Reed, and it's a nod to the Wiccan Reed and just witchy tradition in general. And so we have a special blend and concoction of all of that, so it's infused all the way through the wax for each candle to do its like specific intentional purpose, and we really fortify it with that intentionality. And like from start, it's a whole thing. It's a whole process that we do to make those. And then we top each of the intentional candles off with dragon's blood, which is a resin. And it has been used for a lot of different purposes throughout history. It comes from like the Asian continent, but a lot of people used to turn it into an ink, and then they would write their intentions on it, or they would write like letters to their, to people on it and it was thought to enhance any intention that somebody put behind it. So we do have a sprinkle of dragon's blood that goes atop of our candles. I think it looks really cool. And also it blends in with the candle as it's burning. And we encourage you guys to like whisper your own intentions into it. It comes with a card that you can write your intentions on and set it under it. And it comes in a just another classy vessel. It's not this one. Oh, it's that. It's that back there. And yeah. And so that's that. And so Truth Serum cord cutting is back in stock. That one is designed to bring out the truth in the situation. It is kind of think of it as like flashing a beam, like a strong beam of light that just pulses through like all like your life and a situation, past lives, that's just meant to uproot the truth in a situation so that you can come to terms with it. If you feel like you're being lied to or something's like being kept a secret from, to kind of knock that loose so you can see things clearly, and then you can cut whatever cords you feel like are coming up in that situation. So that's what the intentionality behind the Truth Serum one. And then you can get the Fresh Start Energy candle, because our witchy candles, they have a light scent to it. It's a light incense. Now, the reason incense I find to be important is because it calms the energies that might be in you. It's kind of like an offering. That's what I think of it. So that's another thing that kind of works in tandem with our candles. But it doesn't have an overpowering scent, but it does have a kind of light incensey smell. But you can get, a candle that you want to evoke that scent, So even if you're trying to cut cords, but you want to manifest the scent of home, then you can choose to get Mama's House. And then you can light both of them, and it can be this, because again, scent is such a powerful thing. So you can kind of mix and match and like do that together. All of this, I just want to say, magic is not an evidence-based science, and setting and intention setting and all of that stuff is not an evidence-based science. And you are the power in your own life. You don't need any of this stuff. You are a powerful person, but witches do tend to have like certain tools that they feel drawn to. And if you feel drawn to doing this, and if this is something that you feel connected to, then go ahead. But this is about like intention setting, connecting like with your own intentions, and trying to bring that about in the world, and just having, whenever you're manifesting, a lot of the hurdles around that can be connecting your intention into the real world. And lighting a candle is such a simple ritual of like being able to do that. And every time you walk by that candle and like connecting with that intention, all of this stuff, it sounds so mundane, so everyday, and so basic, but it really is so powerful. And that's why we call them the everyday magic candles, because to me, this is what life is. It's about manifesting. It's about manifesting yourself further and further, getting to know yourself, having an experience, interacting with life in a way that feels good to you and powerful. And that's kind of the way that this all kind of came about, I guess, is that the things that are every day that are just a little moment for you to have, like that can be the most powerful thing, the most powerful experience that you have, just to stop and like make that connection, to remember your intentions as a part of your journey. But of course, and I'm keep saying that because I really just, I don't want people to buy my candles that can't afford them, or that it's like they don't believe in it, or I'm not trying to take advantage of anybody. If you like this stuff, if you think that they're good products, then please buy them. Okay. Incense is prayers to heaven. Yeah. All right. I Need Candles, excited to support and enjoy. And thank you so much for those of you who have supported us. Thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you so much for the people who are on Patreon. We do have a Patreon live stream tomorrow. Thank you for those of you who do buy our candles and just support us in showing up here with your beautiful energy and all of that. So thank you so much.
Tomorrow's Patreon stream.
Yeah.
Head versus heart
tomorrow on the and nervous system somewhat over on Patreon tomorrow. Okay. We love your candles. Yay! I Need Candles, excited to support and enjoy. All right. Cord cutting was really good and lasted a very long time. Can I tell you, I've been burning a cord cutting candle in the background like since we made them, and I feel really good. I feel like I've gotten clarity around a lot of things in my life, and I like that one a lot. All right. Anyways, thank you guys for being here, and I will see some of you guys tomorrow. And yeah, I got other readings coming through for you as well. Okay. Bye, guys.